We're live, bro.
Hail, brave adventurers. Welcome to the Dice Cult's Legends of Theia Gamecast. My name is Frank Bedini. Musically, I go by Frankie Swa, and I will be your storyteller and dungeon master for this stream. Thanks for checking us out on Twitch live or on YouTube on demand. The Legends of Theia Venture Cast is a Dungeons and Dragons homebrew setting in the 5th edition rule set with some custom junk I created, brought and borrowed um, from back when I learned this, back when I was in junior high, the Dungeons and Dragons basic 2nd edition into 3.5, all that good stuff. We have two major house rules here on the Legends of Theia Gamecast, and they're made so that we can have like an interconnectivity with the people watching. Number one, criticals and fumbles. When we roll a 20 or if we roll a one of us playing, it calls for a shot of your favorite beverage. Now, if you roll a one, you got a drink. The players do, that is. And if we roll a critical, which is a 20 on the 20-sided dice, then we get to pick who in the group gets to drink. So we'd love to have you play along. You pick which player tonight you want to have do well, or if you think that if you really want to get drunk, pick who you think is going to fumble a lot. And when they roll a one, you get to drink with them. And so, or if your character gets picked to drink because somebody rolled a 20 and they point at you, then if your player gets picked, you get to drink with them as well. So, in other words, we're just going to be doing this a lot tonight. Yeah, baby, it's Friday. Oh yeah, like that kind of thing, you know. So, and that's actually house rule number 2 is have fun. That's what this is all about. We all play a lot of Dungeons and Dragons type stuff. We love doing role playing, and we're very serious about it. And this is kind of our fun session where we have a good time. And it's Friday, so we're having a few drinks and stuff like that. So speaking of fun, I want to introduce you to some amazing people I got to meet not too long ago, and we've been having a great time. I think this is session 7, right, that we actually recorded. We have like 3 or 4 of them that are like the underground cool things that nobody ever saw, but the ones that everybody got to say, I think we're on session 7, so that's pretty cool. So I'm going to introduce you first to the best drinker in the foreign quarters of Kirda Rule, which is where this story takes place. That's the headquarters of this group of heroes. And that's Lila, who we have being played by Jenny from Austin, Texas. How you doing, Jenny, tonight?
I am good. I'm ready to have some fun.
All right. And she told me that she's got a family member in the house watching this tonight, and she thinks her family member is going to want her character to die. Oh, no. Are you kidding? Come on. Is that serious?
Well, he's one of those ones that like he'd be happy if either or if we win or if I die, but like he's probably very low key hoping that I die just so that he can watch me make another character. He's starting to learn D&D, so the idea of watching me create another character is like kind of fascinated him too. But
Right.
also he just likes watching people suffer sometimes. So
Right. Well,
but we love him.
right. Well, my wife's the same way because she definitely the DM doesn't die though, so I don't get done early. So, anyways, next up we have the half hill giant farmer. Who loves the pet monsters, even if they want to bite his hand off, Little Grin. And he's being played by David from Washington State. And I got it right this time, baby.
Hey, yep, perfect. How's it going?
It's 7 times the charm in this case here. How was your week, brother?
Great, just awesome. And also,
Excellent.
my dog's here to say hello.
Yep, the dog is getting a following of his own, and that's awesome. And lastly, we have the paladin who always gets grounded for his potty mouth, the half gold dragon Meehan Misthand, played by Scott, the badass Blood Bowl player from Oklahoma. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, I'm surviving, man. Surviving.
Yep. And I think you were supposed to last week go to a big, not a convention, but actually a big round of games of Blood Bowl, correct?
Yeah, I missed it. I missed Chaos Cup, unfortunately. My flight got canceled. I think because of the pandemic we're going through, and I couldn't get another one in time. So
Right.
somebody else got to win Chaos Cup this year.
Well, it was really nice that you decided to give them a break.
I don't know about that. I probably would have got my butt kicked, but it's a fun tournament to go to. So
I saw the stream on Twitch for that, and like they all had shirts saying "Where's Scott?" It's pretty cool. But they missed you, brother. I know that for a fact. So did we lose Jenny? Or is she there?
I'm here.
Are you here? Good. Okay, I've got a different setup than usual, so things jump around, and it made me go, "Where did Jenny go?" So, all right. So, I guess we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about the last couple sessions. This game, this adventure stream takes place in an area called Kirda Rule, which is a settlement that's underground about 2.5 miles from the surface of the planet of Theia. There was a big world war, and I mean, everybody was involved. Every landmass at some point was at war with either somebody that was invading or even neighbors and friends and family were killing each other. This planet's surface was destroyed, or at least it was believed to be completely destroyed when the Celestials got involved, which is the highest order of entity on in the universe within this story. They brought down what was called celestial dragons, which were avatars that represented the four primary elements of fire, wind, earth, and water. And nobody was a match, even the god avatars that were down helping, and in some cases, just having fun doing random chaos things. It was just a big bloodbath. And so everybody started going underground, the mortals did, or underwater. And these characters all made their way and found their way to a place called Kirta Rule, a settlement. At one point, Kirta Rule was like the Las Vegas of the planet. It was ran by the 12 dwarven clans that ruled Theia for the dwarves. It was a great place. It was a place anybody was welcome. Everybody was welcome. Everybody was treated well. Nobody was ever treated badly by the dwarves unless they deserved to be treated badly for being, no good, rotten so-and-sos, right? So this place was destroyed, unfortunately, in a fight where the dwarves fought the thousand-handed army. And that will be something that will be reflected later on in our stream when we do some reading and lore. But right now, what's happened is that these players, while cleaning out a mine, found a young lady who was in the belly of a giant worm that was eating its way through the caverns and caves and mines next to the settlement. And this young lady, when she came to and became conscious, was very tired, was very much at a loss for words, except for I need to get out of here and find my way. But she had actually, she had told Bertha Axekicker. Bertha Axekicker is one of the leaders of the dwarves who run not Theia, but the Kirta Rule, the settlement. And she told Bertha that she was sent to Kirta Rule, this young girl was, by a man named Kish Kuman, which was her teacher of magic. And this made Bertha go, your teacher's name is Kish Kuman. You go rest. And so Bertha went and told the heroes, which is Meehan, Little Grin, and Lila, that Kish Kuman, that name sounds very familiar. And it's the name of a man who came to us before the war came to Kirta Rule. And this man said he needed a place to stay, and he knew the dwarves would stay neutral in the fight, and he would stay neutral in the fight as well. So he figured this was the right place for him. And so the dwarves gave this old man one of their towers that the dwarves had once used for people that were coming in to work the mines and work the smithies and the foundry and stuff like that. So this name Bertha knows, and so she asked these three young people who have done some jobs for her. That they've cleaned out the mine, they've saved some people's asses, and so including the young girl. And so these three players or characters are now traveling, or did travel last week, to this wizard's tower, or this old man's tower that the dwarves gave him, because there's something going on here with that name, and the fact this young girl said that this guy had sent him, which is this young girl's been being taught way far away in another land called, or not another land, but an island in the planet called the Isle of Achen is where she came from, and that's where she was being taught by this man named Kish Kuman. So the players found a tower where they were told there would be one. They couldn't get in through the front door because it looked like there was a rock slide, because there's a lot of earthquakes and stuff here underground. The world is settling after all the wars. And I mean, when you build a lot of stuff 2 feet, 2 miles down, make a big hole, there might be some stuff that wants to come down. So the heroes found a new way, or a different way, to get into the tower by finding a cavern, fighting a rather big spider that Little Grin didn't like too much. And then after going down a hole or two, they found what would seem to be like the basement and an entrance into the tower. There, when they found the entrance, they were greeted by a few skeletons who were stupid enough to stand in front of a gate and get picked off Nolan Ryan style by, or Clayton Kershaw style. I'm a Dodgers fan. Yeah, that's right. Clayton Kershaw style by rocks to the head and to other body parts. They broke into or not broke into, I think they kicked in the gate, got in there. And as they began to ascend the tower using a spiral staircase in the middle of it, I believe it was Lila heard a noise. And she turned to her right, and next to a bunch of boxes, she saw a little face that looked to be some kind of little creature. And Lila ran over to it, or walked over to it to check it out. And it happened to be a little puppy looking type thing, little dog. And she called Little Grin, and Little Grin came from the staircase, and he checked it out too, and they started petting it. The dog had a big cut on its eye. Looks like it's not going to be able to see out that eye anymore. And the dog was barking and kind of growling at them because they were trying to pet it and make it feel good, and the dog wasn't too happy about that. And so Meehan, who finds that the staircase leads to a rock that's fallen in the staircase, goes down to see what everybody's doing, sees a dog, picks it up, and goes, we're never going to get out of here if I don't do something about this. So he goes to basically put it away, and when he puts it in his hand and looks at it, like right here, it starts going, starts feeling all good, and Meehan goes, oh shit. So that's pretty much what happened. And they're all, yay, the dog's happy, and he's like, is that correct, Meehan? Is that what happened?
Pretty much.
I don't want to even talk about it. I have a dog. Fine.
You can get rid of it anytime you want, bro. So anyways,
no, I'm pretty much for sure. I'm the grumpy dad here who didn't want a dog and is soon going to have vanity pictures.
So the group with a new small friend, but the dog growls every so often, and it moves around a lot. It doesn't like to be in the dark. I believe you even tried to put it in your little bag and close up the top, and the dog growled like, no, don't put me in the dark. And so the dog's always got his head sticking out, looking around, that kind of thing. So you got the rock out of the way. You went up and ascended into the tower, and it looks like you went up a couple levels that were all rock, had the rock slide type thing go into it. So you weren't able to really check those out, but you got above that. And what did you find? Does anybody remember the level that you found after that?
Yeah, that was the doors.
That's correct. Yeah, you found a hall. It was because the tower is circular. And inside this level, there was kind of like a maze. It was a maze. There was a lot of torches lighting it, and then there was three like arches, or 4 arches in that round circular hallway. And you had to figure out the puzzle to get through. And you did after a while, and got on the other side. And now,
I think that was a we. I think that was all Little Grin high IQ plays.
When he farted in the one, that was like, I knew it was going to be just about right. Almost time for it to happen. That was great.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean high IQ plays. That's like you put your hand on one and it exploded with magic, and I put my hand on one and it didn't work.
Little Grin has been crushing with the high IQ plays. Look back. He's the smartest of all of us.
You are correct.
He's the smartest role player, the dumbest character.
Well, the great thing is that his ongoing thing in the game so far is he throws farts at different directions, and so then he still comes.
How's that ongoing?
It's a pretty cool thing. And not only is he ripping the farts, but he's also figuring out the puzzles. So you just gotta love that character, right? You gotta love that. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna flip.
He's just living his best life.
He's trying his best.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and go back over to that maze level in Foundry, and here we are. And this is exactly where we left off. I didn't move anything. Does everybody see that level?
Nah, Frank, we're still seeing the Cure de Rule pick.
All right, let me go ahead and do this then. That's what Frank needed to do. I'm almost positive of it. Is that it?
Good.
Yes.
Let me get it centered up here. And
I see just myself.
There we go. Transitioned over to the combat map, Frank. We're ready to go.
Cool, excellent. So I also want to say that we have a really cool announcement at the end of the stream tonight. So that we're really excited about, and I'm sure that some of you that are having fun with this are going to enjoy what you hear as well. So we'll talk about that after this. But right now, so you're in this level of the tower, and you've just went through these archways, including the dog. You were able to grab the dog before the archway, went back into having like a hard door that looked to be made out of some kind of stone that had etchings on it. So you're on this side, and you see that and you can see that at the top and the bottom and on the far left, in this hallway, there are like little gargoyle statues, and they have like that ominous look to them, like, fuck you, kind of. They got that menacing look, like you're not done. You still got things to do here. So you got it. So which way y'all gonna roll? I'm following your tokens and seeing where you want.
I'm gonna tentatively kind of lead the group south here with my shield out, so I can catch the arrow out of nowhere.
All right, sounds good. All right, so Meehan, you lead the group down this hallway in this well lit maze area, or maze level of this tower. And as you go around the corner, you see that the maze actually allows you to take a left, or you can continue going straight as it curves in a circular fashion.
I'm gonna wait for Lila and Little Grin to catch up and turn around, and I go, do we want to, you guys think, in or keep going?
The rest of the group looks at you for an answer, Meehan.
I'm gonna keep going. Oh, yeah, I guess I hit a wall.
All right, you go around, and the circular, the circumference, since it's a circle of the tower, you begin to kind of backtrack into an area that you were almost in before, except there is a wall.
No.
Go the other way then.
I'm gonna go to the entrance here, but I'm gonna kind of be real cautious. So I'm definitely paying attention, checking for traps.
Okay.
Walking slowly, right. 5 to 10 feet around at most.
Okay, so you want to use just perception you're looking for traps?
Yeah, just passive perception, which is 12. So
you want to roll that real quick for me?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna do my passive, but
okay, that's fine. All right, so
oh,
okay.
Oh no, I thought I rolled a 20. I'm sorry. It was right next to it. I misread the deal. So
that's perfect. Time to drink, right?
I thought we were starting off with a 20. I was getting excited.
I would still drink.
Save those 20s for later.
I will still drink, and we don't have to roll a 20.
Oh,
okay.
Goodness.
So, anyways, all right. So you go ahead and you go deeper into this interesting maze that's on this level of the tower, and you enter in, and again, it's well lit. And you can tell it's going to go to your right and then around in circular fashion. So you can go ahead and proceed.
Yeah, give me just 2 seconds here.
I'll give you 4 if you need it.
And I will get that done. I was pulling up my character on D&D Beyond here. So.
That's a good idea. Perhaps.
Yeah, want to make sure I've got everything set up. My apologies.
So you move up about 10 feet, and you don't have to roll your perception for this. You're paying attention. You've already said so. And you see up to your right that there's actually a dent inside the hall there, and there's a torch on either side of it. But there's definitely something there. You just can't tell what it is because it's deeper into the wall.
Well, definitely gonna slowly pop up.
Okay.
Look around here. I don't know where I need to be.
All right. You get right adjacent to whatever's in that little alcove, and when you turn to look in, you see that there is a strange-looking mirror. Now, it's strange because this is all brick and wall and torches, and there's a couple statues and archways and stuff like that. This is literally looks like a very well ornate mirror with a frame that's very wiry and it's absolutely it's very almost looks gaudy. And as you look at yourself in the mirror, when you move, this mirror makes you change weird shapes. Like you turn your head and you like as you move, as you breathe and just kind of stand there. Nobody stands perfectly still usually, unless they say that they're going to, right? And as you move just ever so slightly, like your arm gets big and then your leg gets big and then part of your head gets big. It's kind of like one of those mirrors in the fun houses. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah, so you see this, and it's all, whoa, yeah. So like it's all these different. It's kind of funny looking because one second your head's all big, hey, look at this, and then your leg gets big, and then belly gets big, and then your butt gets big, and so it's just like this really funny, interesting mirror.
But nothing behind.
To try to take her a chance to just try to make herself look taller than everyone for a little bit.
You get in a position, and Meehan's still there in that area too. But then
I try to duck down to help.
I'll go behind. So
yeah,
we get further.
Yeah, we get it. Me, Little Grin, and I get in a weird position so that Lila can be the tallest of the group.
Now we need a selfie of that, right? So, so what you do, Meehan, is when you get down on your knees, like you get really wide, like you're as wide as the whole mirror is. So like you're just like this really wide ball of Meehan going, that kind of thing. And Lila, you back up.
You are in no position to call me fat. All right.
I didn't say that. I said the mirror made you look very wide.
Oh, wide. I'm sorry. I just took offense. My bad.
And then Lila, you go over to one corner and you kind of put your head back. And when you do, you just go woo, and like you get really long and kind of curvy looking. And it's just like wow, it's like this mirror is a lot of fun. That's what I'm going to say about it. So you're looking at it and you're having fun with it. Is there anything else that you want to do with it, or I want to take a selfie?
I think, we definitely do our selfie, and then group, I think we need to inspect this. If nobody is opposed, I think I'll take a crack at it.
Oh, I should touch it.
I also kind of wanted to touch it.
I absolutely agree that we're going to touch it, and I will let both of you do it simultaneously if you want. I just wanted to take a look real quick.
Aye.
So I'd like to investigate it a little bit, try to figure out if I can see any strange going-ons, any mechanical traps nearby, a dart hole.
Okay.
So I'm going to do investigation.
Okay, right.
Oh, there's a badass roll. So I'm probably confident that there's nothing.
Yeah, I need to create that dice tower so you don't see that roll, right? So I'll get that fixed. That's gonna be one of the rolls only the GM sees, and I know how to do that. I just haven't done it yet. So I'm gonna fix that. But here's what happens: you check out around the torches, both of them. There's nothing loose. There's no extra bolt or anything like that. There's no trip wires that you can see on either torch. And like the indent itself around it, there's nothing that tells you that there's nothing trying to be hid that you can tell. It's just like there's this huge, because it's pretty big. It's a big mirror. It's like I said, it's looks like one of those funhouse mirrors, except it's not all warbly from looking at it. It's just like a straight kind of gaudy mirror, but it just makes everybody look warbly when they move, for lack of a better term. So without touching the mirror, looking around it, you do not detect any traps.
Okay, so I go, guys, it looks great. Little Grin, did you really want to touch it? Or
do you have any red pills?
Lila's just gonna touch it with her index. She's like a little. She's gonna give it
only the blue pill.
Oh.
All right.
Sounds like Lila beat me to it.
Yep.
All right, Lila. So where are you touching the mirror at?
I guess probably like kind of towards the center of the mirror. That seems like a good place. Just like a nice little boop.
Okay, so you're gonna actually touch the mirror itself, right?
Yes, I'm gonna touch the mirror itself.
Okay.
I will try to give myself a little nose boop.
As she moves forward to boop the snoot, I pull out my warhammer, ready to smash the mirror if necessary.
Okay. So
I make a neo kung fu stance.
Okay. All right. So very cautiously and quietly, you go up to the mirror itself, and you said you touch it with your finger or your nose?
Yep, just a little like finger. Like on the reflection, I would be like trying to give myself a little nose boop, but touching the mirror.
So you got to touch your nose, and when you touch the mirror, you both, the two of you, Meehan and Little Grin, see Lila disappear in front of your very eyes.
Oh, damn.
Is she disappeared? Is she like off the map?
She's not there. Yes.
I told you I should be the one to touch it.
I turned to Little Grin. Should we see what happens, or should we just go home?
Do we see anything in the mirror?
Yeah, you see yourselves.
Oh.
And you see a torchlight, and you see the hallway.
Hi, let's roll another group.
You know that might happen.
And I outstretch my hand and I grab Meehan by the hand like a child.
All right. So you grab Meehan, and where are you going to touch the mirror at?
Is Meehan like? Are you going along with this?
I'm with you, but you don't have. I kind of shake the hand and I'll touch it with you.
All right, so Wonder Twin powers activate. Form of right in the middle of the mirror.
All right. So you're holding on to Meehan, Little Grin, and you go up and you look at him. We're going to do this. We got to find Lila. We got to see what happens. You touch it, and you all blink out of existence from this area. One moment.
Yeah, we all did.
Wait, we blinked out of existence. Time to go home, group.
GG, y'all.
That was
All right.
GG. That was a fun 20 minutes.
Right. When you blink out of existence, all of you, you get a very strange feeling that there is no ground below you. It feels as if you are kind of falling, and yet you're not falling. It's a very strange feeling. And the darkness goes from darkness to a bluish hue. And as your body gets used to what you're doing and your eyes and brain come into focus, you realize that all of you are now floating in a room. It's almost as if you're swimming in midair. You are tossing and turning and tumbling. This big, huge area has a floating, there's a barrel, there's a chair, there's a bed, there's a book. All these items are floating in this deep, open area.
So we're completely weightless.
Well, you may have weight, but there's definitely no gravity pulling you down.
Can I see the boys?
You do look around as soon as you realize I need to see if my friends are here. And yes, you do see them. They're floating as well.
Oh, thank God. Last time we went to a different dimension, I didn't find them. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Maybe we should have tied off a rope.
Me and Little Grin. I love hindsight. Me and I try to grab Little Grin and then swim towards Lila. I don't know if I'm making any progress, but
okay. So you go to grab Little Grin. Little Grin's floating as well. Go ahead, and I'm going to ask you, because you're still getting used to floating, I want you to roll please roll a 20-sided to grab onto him.
Any bonus?
I'm helping him.
Okay, you're gonna help. You're gonna help put your hand out, and so he can grab you.
Yeah. So
okay.
So maybe advantage. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can roll it twice. You can do advantage. Oh, that's better.
Yeah.
Okay, so you see him handing, putting his hand out to you, like, let me grab you, and you're like, okay, and you put your hand out, and then it's very easy for him to grab your hand. And so you're both floating together, and you do see that Lila is floating over in her own little spot. She's moving around, swimming, and she's flipping around. And are you doing any Superman type jumps or Superwoman type moves, Lila, as you're having fun with or floating in your weightlessness?
I think she's trying to do some flips,
yeah.
like hoping to like flip and try to make her way down.
Yeah.
But it's probably not working. She's just kind of like flipping.
Yeah, it's very hard to move in the middle. What you find is if you can push off something or find something to try to get some leverage on, then you have a better chance. But just out there in the middle, you're kind of like, you're just, it's very much, wow, this is, I'm not used to this. This is very hard to control.
I'm gonna look over at Lila. Are we gaining on her? Is she gaining on us? Or are we pretty much floating, like never going to touch each other? Are we, you know what I mean? Are we moving at any pace toward or away from each other?
Okay, so you are moving towards her because you're attempting to move towards her. It's just that without any type of push or pull, it's just going to take some time to get to her. That's all. But you're going to get
while me and Little Grin are trying to get over there, I want to go ahead and use Divine Sense. So as an action to detect good or evil within 60 feet.
Okay.
And then I also can know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within that 60 feet.
Okay.
I'm going to pull out a rope from my pack too.
Okay. So you go to look for a rope, grab one out of your pack. Hopefully nothing else flies out of your pack. We'll have to maybe see if that happens. As you start to open up, things are going to want to kind of weightlessly fly out of there as if you were in space or something. Is there a roll that has to go with your divine sense at all?
No. No. It's just a general sense of the area. You don't have to give me super specifics. So
exactly. Okay. So there's actually, you do not detect any evil or any sense of like any baddies, any infernal, any abysmal, anything like that here. This is a weightless environment, and as you're sitting there using your skill, you kind of realize that how different it feels to not have the gravity of the planet pulling you down all the time. You wear armor and stuff, and this is completely different, and it's really a free and refreshing thing once you take the time to allow it to do its thing to your body. It feels much different now. Your body does.
So okay. Yeah, definitely. Little Grin's got the rope out. Are you gonna try to toss that to Lila so we can get close?
Boys, I can do that.
Yeah.
Let's toy off to it first ourselves.
Oh, Little Grin with the high IQ play once again. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, and I double check is unnamed doggo still with me?
I am going to say that dog for the first time in this storyline actually put its head inside the pouch. So it doesn't mind being in the dark right now. It's barfing in your bag, really, to be honest with you.
Come on.
The dog, hey, dogs, they got a temperamental stomach.
I don't want to have to clean up after this thing.
Well, okay, so look, you want puke or you want poop? Okay, that's the question, because it's going to be one of those two. Little puppies can't handle getting in, even in the car. I mean, the ones I've had don't like it. They get sick. So car sick and stuff, right? Right, Jen?
Yeah.
So yeah. So yeah. So the dog's definitely inside your bag doing its thing. Whether that's good or bad, we'll find out. So you want to go ahead and put the rope around both of you, and you're holding on to each other pretty damn well.
Well, so I'm gonna hand him the rope with my free hand there, and then once he has the rope, we don't have to like hold on to each other anymore because we have the rope now.
Right, exactly. So that's my point, though. You were holding on to each other, so that's what makes the rope thing easier to do. And then
I actually secure a one of my throwing hammers. I wrap it on the end so that then I can throw that to Lila.
There we go.
Okay. So excellent. So Lila, you're doing your movements, and you are yourself going towards your two friends, correct?
I'm trying to, but while also thinking about that time Lila tried psychedelic mushrooms for the first time. And probably thinking it's probably a similar situation to this.
Right? Yeah, either that or wow, boy, those would come in handy right now, right? So,
Back to those barbarian college days. I hear you.
Yes.
okay,
The
so
university.
It's like being on the mushrooms, but without having the mushrooms.
right, so you go to throw the rope, and what happens is that the rope actually there's no weight to the rope, right? Because there's the gravity is so low, so you kind of like you throw the rope, and it just kind of goes. I mean, there's no. You're just gonna have to just let go of it and have it go out. You know what? Do you understand what I'm saying?
So
It's
is it
like
kind of like when you throw like a cotton ball at someone, it just kind of like.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
No, no, you're good. I use the handle to kind of get just a hair of leverage and just push it her way. I don't try to attack. Just
No, but
It's
it's
like-
it's hard just to even toss it because of the way the weightlessness of the room is. So you go ahead and like basically just let the rope go, and the rope just starts. It kind of wants to float as well. It wants to go up and float, like everything else does. So you let a bunch of rope go, but you're really having a hard time manipulating it to go towards her. But you are getting closer to her. Both of you have been moving towards her, and she's moving towards you while she's enjoying this weightlessness.
so I'm sorry. Are we floating up or are we like in space where there's no gravity?
You are floating around. You see all these items? You see all the items in this?
Uh-huh.
You see how they're all just like floating around?
Oh,
and they go,
wait,
and they
are
go
we
No,
supposed to be seeing something on screen?
Oh yeah, big time.
No,
Yeah,
it's,
no.
it's black for us.
It's black.
Oh really? Well, hell.
I was wondering. I thought maybe we were just.
No, I
I'm
have it.
so confused.
Let's see.
Well, I thought the black was part of it.
Like this.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Look
good
at that
lord!
thing.
All right,
Wow.
that's terrifying and making
So I just-
not only Meehan sick, but his player. Oh goodness.
Theater of the mind. Holy shit, right?
Oh,
Oh,
well,
sorry.
I'm doing some like Le Mans style monk breathing right now. This is trippy.
Yeah. See, that's why when you said something about those mushrooms, Jenny, I said, "Yep." Yeah, you've been wondering what would happen if I was on those right now. So,
All right, so like when he throws the hammer, like he throws it like hard, but like it just doesn't go very far. It just
it doesn't because it wants to. It gets a little push and then it just starts floating like everything else.
okay.
So it's. I mean, you do.
But
get
you
it
can
out
just
there.
will yourself through this room by thinking about the direction you want to go.
You can. You know what you do is you have to dog paddle pretty much. I mean,
Oh,
that's-
okay.
I mean,
Okay.
unless, like I said, if you can get leverage, like I mean, I could give you a hint.
Okay. Okay.
Nope.
No.
I
I
think-
think we got it.
I think I got it too.
Yeah. yeah,
So David has the rope on him. I tie the rope to me.
Yep.
And I go, David, feet to feet.
Oi.
Shove me towards the door.
Oi, but you'll need something to catch it with. Here,
You know what?
here.
You know what, Little Grin? I'll shove you towards the door.
No, here. And I'll hand him. I have one of my like little sickles. I'll say, use this to catch the door.
Done.
I'll
All
hand him a sickle.
I take his sickle, and he attempts me to throw me down to the bottom where the door is that we can see.
Okay.
So we're gonna push off each other's feet to feet. So he's gonna go to the door, and I'm gonna try and grab onto the wall if I can.
Okay. All right. So you're going to try to go towards the wall. You're going to try to shoot towards the door. And then Lila is hopefully not going to be in your way because you're going to probably shoot pretty hard. Okay.
And it's only one door, right? In the whole
Well,
room.
I mean, you have asked. None of you have checked this room other than like you're
Well,
like that you're floating. So and
just the map that we see here shows the door.
correct. So
So we just thought.
you
we saw
you can definitely assume that. But if you want to roll perception, I will give you a little bit more information.
Yeah, let me do that.
If you want
Yeah,
to,
I'll do that as well.
I will give you a little bit more info.
Ooh.
Boom! I know everything.
Hold on, I'm gonna do her too.
Ooh, we got to get that chest too, Little Grin.
How's that?
Well, holy crap! There's all kinds of rolls going on.
Well, I didn't do all that.
I know, but
Oh, okay.
Oh, that was Lila rolling with advantage.
Yeah.
Freaking Little Grin with high IQ again.
I got a 19.
Okay, so you're floating around and you're basically going feet to feet, getting ready to push Meehan towards the lower portion of this this chamber or level of this tower or wherever you're at. And as you do, and you're rather long. Both of you guys are rather tall fellows, and your head happens to look up as the way your body's positioned. And when you look up, you notice that there is what looks to be almost like the beginning of a staircase.
Okay. I'll say, wait. And approximately where are we in the room?
In this one here, I'm putting you at the, like, if you look at the very middle, if you can find the middle, where there's like really you see like how there's like, it's kind of like an eye, and in the middle where that book is, where Jenny's pointer is. I can put my pointer there. Can you see where it has my pointer right here? This is the middle area, and it's moving because you're floating around, but pretty much you all are, the two of you are more in the middle left of this room, about halfway up it, which you're seeing it from the top down. So halfway up it is where you're at, and then Lila's to the right and a little bit lower down than you guys.
Okay, I'll say, wait. Mayhaps there's some stairs above us.
I go, fair enough. Let's do that.
Why don't we try and get to the middle of the room?
Okay. So we get.
And then I kick you for the door, and you kick me for the stair.
Fair play.
So how much rope do you have between you guys?
100 feet.
I got 50, and I don't know what Scott has.
Okay, so there's 100 feet that you have for this rope length.
Yep.
Okay, that should be enough to try to get to both spots. I'm going to go to Lila for a moment. Lila, you see that the two were coming towards you, and you were doing your thing and checking this whole really weird situation out, and you notice that they kind of go from coming towards you to kind of looks like they're trying to figure something out, and they're looking up and they're looking down, and you can see that there's a door at the bottom of this chamber, if you will, and there's a lot of things floating around, chairs, and there's like a dresser looking type thing, or a cabinet. There's a book. There's a lot of different little items floating around. Not so little. And then it looks like at the top of this whole chamber, it looks like out of nowhere, there's a set of stairs that start just out of nowhere at the top of this thing. They just like start ascending into the ceiling.
Well, at this point, honestly, Lila's probably just tripping out. She just wants to find a wall, or see if she can like maneuver herself to a wall, doggy paddle style, anything.
Okay. So
and then kind of like assess where she wants to go from there.
Okay. So what happens is that you were already closer to the right side, if you will, of this whole area. And so you, instead of waiting for them to come to you, you decide to move over towards the wall. And it takes you a while. They've been doing this for a second. So I'm going to go ahead and during this time, you go ahead and you get towards the wall. And what you notice is that when you get up to the wall, you see that it's moving. It's actually a moving wall. This, like a whole section of it is moving in circles. So when you go to like touch the wall, you actually start kind of moving with it very slowly. So it's almost like holding on and going on a carousel ride, if you will. You're going the whole width of it.
I would just hang on to it for a little bit then.
Okay. All right. So you start enjoying that, or like tripping on that. Well, this room's too much for me. Watch out. It is again, that weightlessness is just something you've never experienced. So it can definitely be a tripping your characters out a little bit. So back to the gentleman. Gentlemen, you're going to go ahead and push off, and one's going to go towards the door, and one's going to go towards the stairs, correct?
Yep. I'm going to head towards the door, and Little Grin's off towards the stairs. Okay, and I mentioned, Little Grin, tie off the rope once you get to the top.
Oi, And I've got my other sickle thing out, so if I need it to like grab onto something, I have it.
Cool. Okay, so why don't you both roll a strength check or an athletic? Go ahead and do athletics, same thing, but go ahead and do athletics because this is going to be strength-based, pushing off each other.
Athletics.
Yeah, I want to see how strong your kick. Ooh. Okay. Whose was the four?
6.
Okay, so okay, so Meehan, you get a pretty good push in on Littlegren, but he doesn't push you very good. So you kind of go, you don't go very far. You kind of go, whoop. You move for a second, then just start kind of floating. But Littlegren, you actually get a pretty good push on his feet, and he actually.
It was the other way around. If you want to do it, I rolled higher. Me in.
Right, exactly. But you're pushing him, right? He's pushing you.
Oh, fair enough.
Wouldn't that be it? I mean, you're pushing each other, right?
Fair enough.
That's how my brain works. If you want to do it the other way, we can. But
No. Fair enough.
Yeah. So, yeah, you pushed harder, which in turn pushed him. He didn't have a good grip, and his feet didn't push you well. And so you kind of moved a little ways, and you got to put it out real quick, like what the, you look back, and he's moving much better than you are. You
double bounced me, bro. Thank you.
So you are going to have to, you're attempting, Littlegren, to kind of move, try to keep going, and because you did get pushed a bit. And I'm going to allow you to get close enough to try to do something with that rope to this stairwell.
Yeah. If there's anything I can grab, tie off onto, whatever there is, I'm grabbing for anything that I come into reach of.
Okay. So you're not going to try to put the rope out. You're going to get there, going to keep going to reach it yourself. Okay. So
I mean, I got to grab something to tie it off on.
Right. So you extend your body and you continue moving, taking your time and getting there. And you finally do. And it seems like it takes a long time up there. But you finally get to where you can grab on to the edge of the stairwell. It is very strong. It doesn't budge at all when you grab onto it. It's very well made.
I'll climb up the stairs.
Okay. So you go to pull yourself up and you're weightless. So it's not tough to pull yourself up. And basically you pull yourself up and you sit on the edge of these stairs looking down on everybody else and all this other stuff floating.
Do I have weight again?
This area is still part of the weightless area.
Okay.
On the edge. You're on the edge. It's kind of like you're in a swimming pool at the last step, when you go to look, you go to the community pools, it's got like 6 steps in the water and about 3 steps down, you sit, you're still in the water.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it's like right now.
Okay.
I try to move the rope closer to Lila, and I say, Lila, jump off the wall, grab the rope, and Littlegren, pull us up when
the wall is moving.
She yells at you that the wall is moving, Meehan.
Yeah, I'm trying not to throw up from the dog smell of throw up.
Right. So. And you see that Lila is more than likely going to come around and going to be able to grab onto that rope at some point. Lila, you see that as you're moving, it's going to take you a minute or so. But when you when you get the chance, you're going to be able to jump, push yourself off, and grab that rope.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. I'm going to move forward that minute unless somebody else wants to do something, and I'm going to.
Well, is Lila does she have gravity because the floor's moving in a circle like that?
No, she's very. I want to say this properly, but the wall has bricks, and the bricks kind of like bricks do kind of stick out, and so she's literally like just the edge of her fingertips are holding on to these, like the edges of these little bricks. And because the wall's moving and she's got no weight, the just having her fingertips on it is moving her with the wall.
Ah, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I was thinking of how they talk about a big spaceship that moves in a circle. I was thinking she would have gravity. And so, no, I get it now.
Right. Well, in this case, the circle is causing anti-gravity. But yeah, I absolutely
got it.
I get it. And what you said is absolutely correct. So, so after a minute or so, she comes around like she's on a little slow carousel. And you're going to jump off, and you want to roll to grab the rope. Sorry.
What do I roll for that?
I'm just going to have you. You can choose athletics or acrobatics because you can either flip and look pretty doing it, or look cool doing it, or you can just like kind of swim out there. But either way, you're going to use either your strength or dex to grab that sucker.
Okay. I don't know why it keeps rolling advantage when I do that.
Well, it's all good because your athletics got you in there. So and that it rolled advantage in. Do you have the advantage button down? Is that why I did that? No.
Oh, I
didn't.
think so.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that.
It's okay. You want to roll one dice instead?
Yeah.
Maybe roll 20.
There we go.
Ooh, almost a
Okay.
20. Okay.
14.
Cool. Okay, so yeah, you still no problem. You game around to the side. You're getting used to it. You're enjoying it. It's kind of different, and you just basically push off the side of the wall, and you're able to grab onto the rope. You don't go really fast, so it's not a tough grab. I just wanted to see whether or not you had a fumble moment and did something kind of cool, like a swan dive or something. Did some kind of thing. So you're holding onto the rope. What are you gonna do?
I'ma just look up and say, now what?
As soon as she grabs the rope, I yell up, "Little Gren, pull us up!"
All right, I'm still kind of weightless, so I'm gonna have to move up the stairs further. That's what I'm gonna try and do next.
Okay. All right. So you begin walking up the stairs. So you get up, and you still feel this weightlessness. You get up about 2 or 3 steps, and you feel that the tip of your head gets this tingly feeling on it.
Okay.
Little Gren. And it's noticeable enough that it stops you.
Okay. Does it
What
feel
are you
like gravity, or does it feel like I'm being sucked out of this realm?
It could be both, either one or none of them. It's just
All right.
I mean, I don't know that your character would know any of those feelings.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
what-
Sorry, that was a really weird question. Yeah, I don't know what I would do. I think part of me, oh God, what would Little Gren do? All right, so it makes me.
It feels like something's trying to tickle the very top of your head up here. It's just
Well,
like it feels like your hairs are like something's different as you get to that spot, and it makes you stop. Like, ooh, what's that feeling?
Well, if it doesn't hurt, if it feels good, I would keep doing it. So I keep doing it.
Okay. All right. So you continue to walk, and you suddenly disappear, and you suddenly can't see yourself, and things go dark again. Now, the rest of you on the other end of that, oh boy. So what happens is that as you're holding on to this rope, and it starts to move a bit because he's moving and he's got the rope with him. Did you tie it off, or did you have it in your hands, Little Gren?
It's tied to me.
Okay, it's tied to you. Okay. All right. So as you move forward, Little Gren, you feel yourself, and you can't see yourself anymore, and you just disappear out. And I'm going to roll a 50-50 shot as to whether or not the rope and everybody goes with you, or if the rope and they stay here. Okay. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go 0-1 to 50. The rope and everybody goes with you, and the opposite if it's 51 or above. Okay.
Okay.
We're just going to let this be random because I like random on a Friday night. Here we go. Oh, 6. Oh my goodness.
Yes, I did it. I saved my friends.
I did it.
So both of you get this really prickly pear feeling on your skin, the back of your neck, and like this movement comes through the rope, and it grabs all of you, and you all zap out. And suddenly, it's not like it was. It is not like it was. It's just dark, and you don't feel that feeling like you had before. And one moment, and I will change things. Boom. And suddenly,
Lila's gonna throw up.
I wouldn't doubt it. Okay, so everything stops, and you don't have that feeling. You feel weighted again from the world. You feel the weight of the world. And your stomach, for some of you, is very upset. Lila says, Ralph, and she gets sick right there. Meehan, you hear a coming out of your bag, and you can examine just from where you look down at it, and you can tell the dog has gotten sick probably prior to this, because there's just that little on the edge of the bag. You can see like some weird yellowish colored, whatever you want to call it, on the side. Really gross ooze looking type stuff.
Yeah, we take a moment here to clean this up because this is disgusting.
Right.
I told you guys. I told you I wasn't cleaning up after this.
Lilgren
While we're
loved
cleaning,
every moment of it. It was totally relaxing for him. So
while we're cleaning, Lila just wants to go to me and be like, "Are we getting paid for this? We're not getting paid enough for this. However much we're getting paid, we're not getting paid enough for it."
I don't think we're getting paid at all. And then I angrily spit on the ground.
I think that was what Cell did really well when she was in the group, right? She was the one that said, "What are we getting paid?" And everyone, "Whoa, you don't ask Bertha Axe Kicker that, right? She's one of the leaders of the town. You gotta do her a favor, right?" But now everybody's wishing that if Cell was there, that there'd have been a price figured out. I'm going to move you, Little Grin, above these other two tokens because you actually would have been in front of them after what just happened. Okay.
Okay.
I'm just letting you know. Awesome. So you clean yourselves up. You ground yourself. Little Grin starts moving forward on the staircase. He had a great time.
Oh, I come out like, we did it. Ha ha.
Yes. He didn't have his weight anymore. He was weightless. So he's totally different feeling for Little Grin. And Little Grin, as you get to the top of the staircase, you get to the very first step of this level of the tower, and there to your left are multiple books. And these books, and you can see all the way down the left side of this wall are books. There's at least on that wall 100 books, if not more. These books you see books that are made out of leather binding. You see wooden binded books. You see metal binded books. You see the binding looks like it's made of some kind of animal hide and skin. You see such a wide variety of books. And I don't even know if Little Grin has read a book before, but you see more books than you probably have ever seen in your life.
Okay, I'll look back at the group real quick and I go, shh, Dave's books on the shelf.
Thank you.
It looks like he's like right there, like looking at him too. Okay, thank you, Little Grin.
I'd like to move forward just a little, and is there writing on the bindings saying what the books are, or is it all?
There are books that have one word as the name of the book. You have some that have no name on the binding, on the edge there. You see, there's every kind that you could ever. There's 100 books. They're all different. There's nothing that looks like two books that are alike.
Okay. And then I guess, do I see this doorway to the?
Yes, absolutely.
I guess to our right.
Yeah, you look to your left or look to your right, and you kind of follow the room. It looks like it's going to dead end, and then as you turn, you see, oh, well, I can actually walk through there. Of course.
I don't suggest we mess with these books.
No.
Boy, that makes most sense to me.
All right, I'm gonna take the lead here again. Shield out.
You can tell this is a martial group, right? A melee group, because if this was not a melee group, you think they'd definitely be looking at the books, right? Okay.
I'm not messing with some wizards' books.
Exactly.
Boy, there be dark magics in the words.
Also, even though I just puked everywhere, he's supposed to be our friend, so. All right. I'm gonna kind of move up here towards the north.
Okay. All right. So as you go up to the north, to your right, you can see that there is a way to get out of this portion of this hall, or you can continue to go in the hall you're already in. This hall that you're in now, though, does not, strangely enough, have any books.
I'd like to definitely just take a peek.
Okay.
Oh, and it looks like I found more books.
You see and you peek your head around, and there are books like another, hundreds of books. You see books of all types. You see, again, you see books that are, you see books that are leather bound. You see books that are inscribed. You see a book that actually has casing that's bone. A bone cased book. So, there are hundreds of books here.
I
Me
think
friend Dewey would enjoy this place.
I think I suggest we continue around the circle to see. Oh, did we come to another dead end?
It looks like it.
Unfortunate. Let me just double and I want to take a second to peek around, make sure this is actually a dead end,
Okay. So
not a secret door.
this, because you just got out of that other room that was jumping all around and moving all around, I'm going to have you roll your perception really quick.
I'm also just kind of taking a little break here because I'm still a little sick to my stomach.
That's why
Same.
that's why I didn't outline this right off the bat. So everybody roll their perception, please.
I got a 16.
Okay. How about everybody else?
Hold on.
It's all good.
Oh my god! Come on!
Okay. So
Hey, all right.
yeah, so all of you are like, you get to this dead end and you turn, and the rest of you see, all of you behind Meehan see Meehan turn around and go dead end. And again, like I said, your minds, your bodies are getting used to the way it's supposed to be. And you notice that in this hallway here, on your left and right are different like inscriptional writings and paintings and drawings, and there's just artwork on both sides of this wall. And you see an image of an old man in robes and a staff. And he is walking with a younger man who's in full plate armor. And he carries a large two-handed sword with him. He's got it in both hands as if he's walking towards battle with this old robed, stabbed, wielding man. And they are headed towards a big fight. It looks like the drawing shows thousands of people fighting, and they are preparing to walk into battle together in this area of this hallway.
Is this on the both the inner and outer wall?
Yes,
Or
it's the main. It's like in this particular area on the wall. And Meehan, since you turned around, it'd be on your left. On the other two of you, it'd be on your right. So basically, if you can see my little pointer, it's over here. This whole area here is like a mural of that's been painted into the wall.
Yeah, we got you. Let me try a big brain little grin move here, and I'd like to investigate it a little further, look for any type of details or maybe things that kind of stick out as shouldn't belong there, or if it's just a cool tapestry.
Okay. So it looks like it's actually painted into the wall. However they did it, however that was done, it looks like it was painted into the wall. And you move along, you look at the image, and what I described is all you can find there. You go past, like if you were to head north on this map past the torch up to where Lila is, the next mural you see shows another man. It could be the same man in the other image, the one with the robes, and it shows him standing next to a bunch of water, like a lake almost, it looks like. And in the middle of the lake, there is a huge, it looks almost like a big floating piece of ice in the middle of the water. It almost looks like a and I don't know if your character's ever seen it, so I can't. Meta-wise, I would say like an iceberg almost in the middle. And the thing about this mural is the land all around it doesn't have any snow. It looks like it's like a beautiful forest area with a lake, but for some reason there's this big chunk of ice, if you will, sitting in the middle of this lake with fog around it. And he's standing there, and that's the next image you see on this wall.
I turn to Lila and I go, I don't know about you, but I'm sick and tired of this fucking place.
Yep.
All right, let me move back over here, guys, over towards the library. or whatever these books are. Let me. I'm gonna be in front, shields out, slow moves, looking
Okay.
for traps. So
Right.
let me know as I kind of slowly tuck around here
Okay.
if anything pops out.
All right. Little Grin, what are you doing?
I'll sneak. I'll sneak.
Okay.
Sneaky sneak over
Okay.
here.
Oh yeah, the giant. Yeah, hide behind the pillar. That might work for you.
Would you like? Would you like to see me sneak, sir?
Grab a, but there's nowhere to sneak. That's the point. Like your sneak could be amazing, but where are you hiding?
I'm hiding in plain sight.
grab one of those books and put it to your face. If they can't see, if you can't see them, obviously they can't see you.
All right. Okay, so you begin walking down down this outer hallway, if you will, and Little Grin's backed up just in case something happens because he's not feeling it. He actually liked that other room much better than this one. There's something about it. And
There's
Lila,
books.
as you get around the corner here at this area, and nobody else hears this, so this is not for the rest of you. You hear a whisper in your ear, like, "Oh, oh, come find me and read me." Please come find me and read me. I need someone to read me.
Uh. Lila's gonna very hesitantly go kind of towards the book and just kind of like listen to see if it
Okay.
gets louder or not.
All right. So as you take a step that way, you hear, "No, no, around the other way, the other side." And this is a very soft voice.
So somewhat oblivious to what Lila's doing, I'm gonna
Yes.
kind of continue slowly forward.
Okay. Little Grin, are you staying where you're at? Or because you do see Lila, very because this area is lit, so you can see that down the way there she's looking at some of the books while you're in that hallway with no books. Okay, you found a dead end. Okay, so Mihan, you're just slowly making your way around.
Well, the thought was that I had my shield up so that Lila could hide from it, and so unless my passive perception caught that she did something else, I'm still moving forward, as if the whole party's behind me. Just
exactly what I
boldly
pictured.
going to my doom.
You were
sorry.
doing everything you can to be the perfect shield for the group, and yet the whole group is into other places. But you don't know it. You're doing your perfect focus.
Sorry, was I just muted?
Yes, I couldn't hear anything.
Yeah,
Oh,
for a
I'm
long
sorry.
time.
No, I walked down to the end of the hallway. I wanted to see what was down here and investigate.
Okay. There's a dead end.
Okay.
There are no books. There is an image of you see a fight with what looks to be barbaric types, like very barbarian looking, what you would consider to be a barbaric type looking warriors. They all look human in size, and they are fighting against a bunch of people who look to be well armored. Looks like what you consider to be like knight types, and there's a big fight going on in this picture.
Is the protagonist of the other images in this one?
You recognize the way the helmet looks and the sword looks here in the very first picture you saw on the other side of the hallway, the one with the what I'll say the knight, and then the one with the cloaked with the robes and the staff. On this side, it looks as if perhaps one of the main warriors in the picture that the image of the mural is centered on is that same knight in armor, because the helmet looks and the sword kind of looks the same with the way that the croppings on the helmet and stuff are, and
Okay.
the handle of the sword. I mean, it's very obvious that it looks as if that's the same person. So
Great.
Lila, you hear, No, back the other way. Please come read me.
Which way's the other way?
Where you were before.
So she goes back over here.
She goes, or it says, you're getting warmer. Around there. That's it. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes. See me? And you look and you see all these books and you're looking around, and I'm not going to have you roll because I'm sure you can see everything here. You know something's here, and you see one of the books actually has like, it looks like there's an eye on the binding of the book, literally an eye, and it's moving and it looks right at you. The eye does. It's like it's centered right on you. Hi. You should read me.
Are you gonna move me into another area?
No.
Can I take the minute? Do I hear the conversation or out loud as I'm moving forward?
You're being very quiet, and I'm going to allow you to roll your perception. Yes.
Okay.
Even though I'm sure you're up farther, you're probably up closer to that one bookcase sticking out there. Ooh.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. I was actually just hanging back so we could see her, but yeah, I'm actually up here.
Yeah, that's where I figured you were.
So, but I'm just here so that we can see Lila still.
I got it. Yeah, we got to fix that. In fact, there's something in Foundry that I found that I think we can use to make that simpler to have the
yeah, no stress, because we can't see where David is, or sorry, Little Grin is either.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to be able to do that.
Can I do like an insight check or something to see if like the book sounds like it's not trying to like be mean to me and like?
Well, you can ask it a question and then do insight, I suppose. I mean, you can. It said you should read me. You can do insight on that question or what? I mean, that sentence.
What's gonna happen if I read you?
You will learn something you should learn.
Can I insight check that?
Sure.
Oh,
It seems
gangster.
the book is absolutely telling the truth. If you read it, you will learn something. And
That something is something that she should learn.
the book definitely thinks she should learn it.
Easy with the high key
Okay,
play.
you know what?
That's the fucked up part about insight, though. It really is, because the book's telling the truth. It could teach her how to die immediately. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's a chaotic.
I
evil book.
yeah, you don't know. This is crazy.
I mean, the book says it's not gonna take me anywhere, and it says I should read it, and it doesn't sound like it's lying to me. Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay. So you go to grab the book and it's up actually a little bit too high for you. So you're going to need to get some help to grab it.
Help.
Unless
Hey.
you want to climb the bookcase, which you can climb the bookcase if you want.
I will try to climb the bookcase.
All right. Why don't you roll athletics, see how you do with your climbing.
I love the character play, but why didn't you call me over? Well played, though.
I
Good,
think
good.
you
Not
thought you were-
metagaming. I love it. I complete respect, but
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. No.
Whoa.
Dirty 20. Yep. You just take a little hop up there like you've done it several other times, and you just climb right up there and you grab the book. And when you grab
That's
it,
exactly why she didn't call you Meehan, because she's probably done this multiple times throughout her life.
so when you grab
Barbarians climb bookshelves. Everyone knows that.
Short barbarians climb bookshelves.
when you grab the book, when you grab it, that you notice the eye that you saw looking at you, it's like, wait a minute, that was an eye, and it's just an image of an eye now. You see that because you're looking at the book as you pull it down and you jump off, and the eye has disappeared and it's just turned into like an image on the binding of an eye, and not. I mean, you could have swore you just saw a real eye looking at you.
Okay.
And this book, you turn it, and what languages can you read, if any?
I can read Common, Dwarvish, and Gnomish.
Okay. This, you cannot read the inscriptions on the front.
Dang.
you notice that the book is a scaly type of uh, uh, material. It's almost like several layers, and it's when you pull it out, it's almost like it's shedding a little bit. It sheds. It's like it's kind of a not kind of. It's a very old book, and even though like some of the material is shedded, um, there's still more of that material that makes up the binding of the book.
Can I open the book? Just like the first page.
Right. So you go to open it like you would a normal book, and it for some reason the top of the book, the first, like the binding, the front cover, if you will, it's very heavy, almost like it's you don't see a lock, but you would almost guess that there was something keeping that book from opening, something that you don't understand. It doesn't make sense that this. It doesn't look like it should not open, but for some reason, when you take the front cover and move it, the whole book moves with it, like it's not easily able to be opened. And the voice you hear again, and it says, "You must read me when it's dark, very dark. It's the only way so they don't see you."
Do I have to read you right now?
No, you can take me out of here.
Can I do an insight check? Does it sound like this book wants to like get out,
Yeah,
or does it look like it like actually wants me to read it? Like,
you can absolutely. It just said you can. Yes, you can get me out of here. You can do insight to that.
okay.
It seems like to you it would definitely want to. It sounded like it wanted to get out of there. And it wants to get out of here. It's been on this bookshelf a long time. So I'm going to let you think about that, Lila. Meanwhile, Little Grin.
All right, so Lilgren's not much for books, but pictures is right in his
Sure.
forte.
Absolutely.
So I'm just kind of trying to get a sense of these murals on the walls.
So
So
if
far,
you
you've
go-
described 3 of them.
Yep. So if you go up to the Northmore, you will see that you go up here past this area. Yep. And right there to your right, north or right there to your right, in this area here. I got to get my mouse to work right here. You're going to see a mural that is 3 boats that are in the water, and they're being attacked by a big sea monster. And on one of the boats, you can see that there's a man in robes with a staff that's looked familiar. He's been in most of the other murals, and he is sitting there casting magics on the big sea monster that's attacking the 3 boats.
Okay. So to the south, we have knights versus barbarians.
Correct.
Here we have our same cool guy who's the head of the knights or wizard or whatever he is fighting a sea monster.
Mm-hmm.
We have that same guy is still there, but now there's a giant ice crystal in the water. There's like a weird
That's over here,
iceberg
yes.
thing.
That's over here, right here.
Right. There's an iceberg, but in the jungle. And then what was the last one?
Well, you have to come up here to this area. Here is the only spot you haven't looked at.
No, I went with Scott in the beginning, but I'll go up there. Sorry, Meehan. I'll go back up there.
Right. So this is I've told you what's in each one except for the one right here, because this one down here is the 2 gentlemen together, and then here is the iceberg one.
Right.
And right here is one where it shows the man with the armor on, the man with the robes on, and you see a female. It looks to be she's much shorter than they are. She has pointed ears, and she looks very much like a woodland humanoid, and in fact, she's elf. You can tell she's elf, and there's many elves sitting next to her or standing next to her, and they're right on the edge of what looks to be a forest, and they're shaking hands, and everybody seems very happy.
I'm gonna walk up to that one and touch it.
Okay. When you touch it, it's a very warm wall, and it feels very calming. And any form of jitters or any type of weird feeling that your body had from being in that other room that made it feel not normal gets calmed when you touch this wall.
Okay.
Okay. So I
Okay.
want to go over to Meehan real quick. Meehan,
Yeah.
you were over in the corner, the far left wall where there was a bookcase, and you were basically doing a great job of focusing and creating a very centered focal point to defensively get the group moved around this area. And then you finally stopped and turned and noticed that nobody was with you.
No, actually, I do not believe that I turned around.
You did not. Okay.
I'm very focused on the goal. Can I slip around this bookcase?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, yeah, I'm heading solo, still thinking that the group's behind me.
Okay. All right. So you continue, and there's a ton of books. Are you going to stop and look at any of them, or are you continue?
Nope.
Okay. All right.
No.
Excellent. Okay. So you finally get to a spot where you see you can go to your left and go into a deeper portion or a more inner portion of this level of the tower.
Okay, at this point, when I hit the corner,
Okay.
I would absolutely double check that I'm not solo, but I made it all the way around by myself since I did not, because I failed my perception roll. I didn't realize that Lila was not behind me. So at this point, though, going into a new place, I would take the chance to double check.
Cool. Okay. So you see all these books I mean, this is a hell of a library just because these books look like they've been. I mean, what you did see of them, there's like books from all different time periods, strangely enough. You turn, you look back, and there's nobody behind you.
Generally concerned, I double checked that the doggo's still with me.
Yeah, it's kind of like starting to lick. If you can tell, it's feeling better because it's licking itself and cleaning itself from being all covered in its own puke.
And then I go, good, I'm not illusioning by myself. So I go, well, crap, now I have to go back.
Okay. So are you still going to be nice and quiet on your way back, or are you going to just go back quickly to see what's up?
And oh, Frank, I'm so sorry. At no point ever am I nice and quiet.
Okay. Oh, well,
I have my shield out, hammer ready.
Okay.
And I'm just walking. Now, I'm not like making undue noise, like slapping stuff.
What I meant was you said
got
earlier.
chainmail, stuff's bumping around.
Right. I could have swore you said on the way down that you were focusing on not making a lot of noise, but on the way back, you're not focusing on that at all. Okay.
No. I'm focusing on what's ahead of me.
Okay.
We leave the silent trope to Little Grin and Lila over there. I don't care about. I try not to make undue noise, but I still.
Okay.
I mean,
He rattles and jings. He's
in
like
other
a
words,
walking.
you've given up on trying to be quiet. Okay, I get it. You're a realist.
I'm a walking one-man band over here.
Yeah.
like everything's slapping together. I got metal everywhere.
What I got to do is I got to make a really cool mix of you walking with ching 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 ching, you know, like a cool beat. I got to have that so I can just push the button and like go like this, you know, something like that. But with that beat instead, so I gotta roll with that at some point. Okay, so
just do like John Wayne walking in the saloon, but like have it overlay it 10 times on itself. So it's just
dude, there is 1,000% a little John Wayne swagger in me.
wow.
Absolutely. So I probably get back. Maybe I get back up to this next bookshelf.
It sounded like when the Half Dragon said, "I hate this fucking place. Let's get out of here."
Hey Frankster, we're about halfway through. Do we want to do a 5-minute intermission?
1 second though.
No problem.
Lila, you asked the book a question, you got the answer. What do you want to do?
Lila's gonna take a quick peek to make sure no one's looking, no one's watching her,
Nope.
and then she's gonna put the book in her backpack.
Awesome. when you put the book in the backpack, you settled it in, and just as you close your backpack up, you could have swore it looks like the eye was back on the binding of that book. No, maybe not. Maybe it was just your imagination, but it looked like the eye was actually a real eye again. And with that, we'll take a 5-minute break, and we'll be back right after a little break so that we can grab some more to drink. And I hope you're having a good time tonight, everybody. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody, to the Legends of the Adventure stream. Hope you're having a good time tonight, whether it's live on Twitch on Friday night, or it is on demand YouTube, or I guess you can do on demand at Twitch. Thank you for checking this out. Our players are in the middle of a tower that's being lived in by an old man who has some ties with some new people that are part of this story. And so these players are, these characters, these adventurers, these heroes, young heroes, are going to meet him for the first time. This is a very reclusive gentleman who's was given this tower about 3.5, 4 months ago, before the actual fall of Cure de Rule, the dwarven stronghold and fortress of the 10 dwarven clans, great dwarven clans of Theia. So the group is a bit spread out. Meehan has just realized that he walked the whole circumference of this level of the tower, only to have everybody break off and do their own thing. Now he is going back to meet up with the rest. Lila has found a interesting item, and Little Grin is looking at pictures. So we'll start with Meehan. Meehan.
Yeah, I took back around trying to find my people here. Oh, and there I found Lila. I said, what are you doing? Wait, I thought you were right behind me.
I got distracted.
Yeah, fair enough. Where's Little Grin?
All right.
Can I hear them?
Lila looks behind her and just like,
I'm gonna start tucking back around. I go little. I'm kind of.
Lila's gonna follow him.
Softly saying Little Grin.
I'll softly say, "Oi."
I come around the corner. I go, "What are you doing? I thought you guys were right behind me. What's up?"
I'm touching the picture and I go, "Oi, this picture be making me feel all fuzzy wuzzy."
And you turn and you see that he's touching an image of what looks to be some type of warrior and a man in robes and staff, which you've seen in several other images, and what looks to be a group of elves.
I go,
shaking hands.
I just say, well, paintings elicit emotions sometimes, Little Grin. Are you ready to go? I found another way.
Oi, this art thing be new to me. Let's begin.
All right. And now, hopefully, I lead the group with my shield out and they follow me.
You got this part down, Meehan. You know how to get the shield out and do that thing. You've had practice in this wide library type level of this tower.
There, I see some of them. Come on, guys. We're making big moves now.
All right. So are all of you going to follow him again? Or for the first time, I should say.
Yeah, not again.
This time I will follow.
Okay.
And I'm only just glancing over at all the books because they're so mysterious to me.
Okay. There are amazingly crazy. I mean, you see, like I said, you see books that are edged in bone. You see skin, fur, metals, everything. I mean, it's just, there's some books that are shiny, made of gold. There are some books that are just looks like they're made out of cloth. I mean, just like amazing.
Is there one that I have to have, or can I just keep going?
You can roll that. I'm not going to tell you that. You can roll. If you want to roll a percentile to see if you see something that you have to check out, then yes. Absolutely.
Literally, rewind the tape at the beginning. I said, don't touch the wizard's books.
Yeah, but this Little Grin, he's like he either comes up with a brilliant idea or he farts on something. So why wouldn't he go?
So-
I'm gonna look at these books now. I'm almost leaving this area.
Once
I mean, you just
again,
didn't think you needed books,
at
so,
the
you know what I mean?
at the new hallway, I check to make sure both my people are there.
I'm
They
here.
are.
I'm
All
Except Little Tim's looking at the books now.
Then I start to tuck around the corner here.
Okay. All right.
I guess I can't. I don't have enough time. I just follow.
All right. Dejected.
Oh my
You-
goodness.
All right.
What is this nonsense? I hate wizards. Hate
Especially when
wizards.
you don't have one in the party, right?
I hate a wizard. All right, so what are we looking at here, brother?
So did your character actually say that once or twice or to yourself? Or
No,
did-
as soon as I came around and there was like a little electric thing, I go, I hate wizards.
Okay, that's perfect. Okay, that's exactly what it needed to hear you say. Okay, so so you say that your character says that out loud to yourself, not too loud, but you say it to yourself. And as the rest of the group gets up behind you, you stand in the entrance to a circular area that's the very center of this level. And what it looks like on outset is there's a flat field of energy that kind of looks, it almost has the same look that you saw every so often flicker and flip when you were in that big room that tossed you around quite a bit earlier, the last level that you were in, if you will. It's different, and yet it's kind of the same. I want you to roll, let's see, I want you to roll an intelligence check, Meehan.
I'd help, but I think I'd hurt.
I can't hear you, brother.
I was talking about some. God damn! I can't roll to save my life whenever you do this. I was saying I'm not stupid, but I think I got
Well,
this.
you know what it is it's a wizards thing, and you just got some saying you hate wizards.
Yeah, it's
so
a 5. Clearly, I fucked up.
So you don't remember anything else like this, but just the last level that you were in, you saw some flickers of this every so often. But this is different, but it's yet a little the same. It's just that there's that energy. What are you gonna do?
I would like to shout very loud to my as loud as I possibly can. I say, Kish Kuman, we are here at the behest of Bertha Axe Kicker and the dwarves of Kir Jarul. Your tower sucks. Where are you?
Okay, so now you have not walked into this particular area yet. You're on the outside of it, correct?
I just got a glimpse of some nonsense, and I hate every minute of it.
Okay, so you yell from where you're at as loud as you can, and nothing happens, except
I look
the-
back to
except for
Lila.
the
Isn't
field of
that a
wind-
surprise?
I look back to Lila and I go, "You think he's all right?"
No, he's not.
And as I say that, I go, no, I'm not all right. This is awful. I hate this.
He's
Told you.
You should have been touching the same picture as I did. It made me feel quite nice.
he's probably right. Meehan, nothing happened when you yelled as loud as you could.
I know that. I knew nothing was going to happen, Frank. I knew nothing was going to happen, but I just was doing it in frustration. Okay. So does the magical energies here, does it extend? Is it like a portal or something, or does it extend around the rocks? Can you give me a couple little?
So looking at it, there's a circular area. First, when you walk in, there are rocks. It's like stone. Okay. And some of the stones have a carving that looks like some type of magics, perhaps, or some types of ruins, or maybe it's just an intricate little designs. They're quite looking the same. And you can see it there on the map. I can even, if you can zoom in and see it better if you want to see it. But the thing is right in the very middle, there is a circle that doesn't have stone in it, but instead there's this magical field that's flat. And it just kind of it wavers and moves up and down in a 3-inch up and down pattern, just because it's not completely level.
I think the question is do I feel like the energy touches the outer walls, or maybe like I could avoid the energy by sneaking around the side?
You can definitely walk in on those stones, and the energy is not on the stones. This energy is only where the circle is.
All right, I'm gonna try to sneak
Yep.
around here.
You're able to walk in and walk all the way around that without having an issue.
Wait,
but
where did I go?
you flipped over to another spot.
Wait, where did he go?
Let me move you back in there, brother.
Oh yeah, that was my bad.
Yeah.
That was a miscoded
Yep.
issue. I'm sorry. So no, I didn't go all the way around there. I was like here.
Okay, great.
So
Okay. So you go in and nothing occurs. Nothing bites you, nothing snaps you, nothing, no hairs on the back of your neck jingled, nothing. Just walk in, and you can hear just a really low hum.
I yelled to Lila, Lila, come over here. Little
Okay.
Grin, get by me.
As you say that, everybody roll their perception.
Oh,
Perception?
Yep. Good. Awesome. Okay, so you all make your perception roll for this, and you would have seen it or at least heard it at some point. But you said, "Hey, Lila," and as you said that, this pair of lips, like just this mouth, starts to appear in the center of this circle, and it says, "There is no Lila here."
oh shit! All right. Well, I pop over back. Were the lips facing me, or were the lips facing a certain direction?
The circle, the lips, everybody as they look at the lips seem like the lips are facing them.
Okay, then
So yes, the lips are facing you, Mian.
I look at him and I go, oh, I'm kind of shocked, and I go, we're looking for Kish Kuman. Are we in the right spot?
Oh, that depends on who you are.
Very nobly and a little bit aggressively and a little bit cocksure, I say, I am Mihin Miastin, and I have been ordered by Bertha Axekicker to come to this tower to find Kish Kuman. Bertha Axekicker and the dwarves of Kirdarul gifted this tower to Kish Kuman, so I demand to see him now.
And also, I'm here, Lil Grin Churl.
Yeah, can we hear him? Can we hear this conversation that's happening?
Yes.
I'm Lila.
The mouth goes, welcome. Not everyone can just speak with or to Kish Kuman. Do you have a invitation? Do you have a meeting that was already set up? Does he know you're coming?
I immediately step forward once again and I say, Bertha Axekicker, who gifted this tower to Kish Kuman, ordered me to come here and speak with him. I demand an audience.
Okay. Well, perhaps we should. Well, you must be smart enough to speak to him. He's very wise and he's very intelligent. And if you aren't smart enough, he'll just talk circles around you and you won't be able to do much communication. So I'm going to, well.
Excuse me, Mr. Mouth Friend.
Yes.
It be sounding like this Kish Kuman be saying things above your own head.
That would make sense.
Well,
High IQ Little Grin, please.
He says,
I know what it feels like for people to be talking circles. Mustn't be tough.
I suggest if you meet Kish Kuman soon, you don't do any of the talking, sir. Now. So, I will allow you past this place, this level of Kish Kuman's tower, if you can answer a riddle. Because I need to know you're smart enough. I'm not just supposed to let anybody through. Not one without an invitation, at least.
I say ugly. Give us the riddle.
Well, this is an easy one, he says. I'll give you the easiest one. What is strong enough to kill most people, and yet people play in it all the time? And it is something that you never eat if it's yellow.
I think it's snow or water. Yeah. Little Lila and Little Grin.
Everyone be knowing you don't be eating the yellow snow.
But are they gonna be mad when we say water? Lila, what is your thoughts?
My thought is water.
Say it one more time, please.
What is strong enough? Oh, sorry. What is strong enough to kill someone or people, and yet people play in it all the time? And it's something you never eat if it's yellow.
I mean, yeah, it's got to be water or snow. But like, I've never heard of yellow water. Have you, Lila?
Urine.
I come from an
No,
island.
no.
I come from an island much to the north. And sometimes when the water gets very cold, it turns to solid.
Yeah, and when you urinate on it, it turns yellow. I'm just saying, I've never heard the comment, "Don't drink yellow water," but you always hear the thought, "Don't drink yellow snow." But
oh, I see what you're saying.
Little Grin and I have made our decision, but we look at Lila and we say, "Up to you.
Yellow
You
snow it
you
is.
tell them the answer. Snow or water? You say the answer."
We say snow.
And with that, you hear, "Oh, excellent. I knew it was going to be easy for all of you. Farewell." And with that, you see that the center area there that's got this magical field, the magical field lifts up and it becomes tall enough to fit even the tallest in the group. And now you are welcomed into that circle area to move on.
Perfect.
We step into the gaping mouth hole.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
It
that
goes
definitely
dark
helps.
again. Once more, you go into the dark for a moment, and you lose your feeling of how do I say this? Your feeling of calm. Any of you who get motion sickness type feelings are definitely feeling it.
No, the dog has no more in its belly.
Yes, that's true. Probably, that's definitely true.
I love it. For some reason I think Lilgren would love that feeling, and so he's just like wee the whole time.
And you zap out, and your feet feel like it lands on something, but you only feel like you flew for less than maybe an inch. It's just like a settling step, and you're standing on stairs.
All right, I step
And-
out. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, Mihan, you can see light now. Your eyes come to. You feel the wind, and this is something that you have rarely felt since you have been underground. This feels like you are on the surface once again.
I very loudly say, Kishkumen, we have come as friends and you have treated us as enemies. I'm tired of this trickery. Come meet me now.
You say that, and you just hear the wind somehow
Clearly.
coming
I'll
from
look back to Lila one more time. I
somewhere.
think there might be something wrong with this one.
All right. I tuck around. I'm looking at these little goofiness. What is this? Like some portals or something insane?
I will hold on one second. I must move these away. So you all go into this area of the tower, and it's smaller than the rest. It doesn't look like it goes very far. It doesn't go out wide. The first thing you see is you see an actual window, and you see for the first time in forever, well, not truly forever, but at least several months for each of you, you see light, and you see and feel the wind. You can see the wind coming from these drapes that are hanging from an opening in this tower. It feels like you are once again on the surface where you belong, or where you were born at minimum.
Well, I want to feel the breeze on my cheeks.
You go to this window and you look out, and you can see that there's water. There is water that stretches out for a very long while, and land and mountains. It is beautiful. It doesn't look like it's been ravaged by war.
Like a lake, like an ocean, like what am
Like
I
a
looking
lake.
at?
Like a lake.
Okay. I will bask in its glory.
It is very easy to do so. If you are longing or have longed for the surface, this is almost just a pinch of reminder of how beautiful things were up on top before the Great World War.
Yeah, my eyes are like closed and I'm feeling the wind on my skin, and yeah, I'm just loving every minute of it.
Meehan, you went to the south.
No, I'm sorry. I thought that was the window you were talking about. If he was talking about this window, me and Little Grin are huddled up together, my head on his shoulder, enjoying the feel of wind.
You do so, and it feels real, and it feels like it did when you lived on the surface.
Yep. And if Lila comes up, I pick her up and make sure that she can feel the same thing that we're feeling right now.
Well, ain't we the little family here?
So
No.
you go down, and Lila, you saw Little Grin just get affixed by this what he's witnessing out the window, if you will, of this tower. And Meehan literally picks you up and puts you in front so you can see, and you see just this beautiful landscape. You see a lake, part of a lake, you see land, you see forest. It looks like in the distance there may even be some type of city or something, and it's just as peaceful as the days you remember before the war. Theia had no war, except there was one big battle that happened in like a 30-year span, and everybody knew for years just nothing but peace. And this is a reminder of that.
Using my right hand to lift Lila up, Little Grin helping me out, I also snatch over and bring Puppy Dog up to look at it, and we definitely spend, I spend a couple minutes feeling the breeze, the cool breeze on my face. That's a good reminder. Even if it's fake, I don't care.
So
No, I'm loving every minute of it, and I'm just like flummoxed. I can't believe how far up we came. I didn't know how far down we were, and I don't know how far up we came, but here we are.
So Lila, are you standing close to it? Are you like on the edge of it? How much of a shot are you getting of this?
I guess as much of a shot as Meehan will let me have.
No, she's got the front row.
Okay.
Her hands are on the windowsill. She's looking like this.
Yay!
So you literally, that's what I just want to make sure that she was up against it like that, because I wanted to make sure she got a.
Oh, I imagine that. I don't know how big the window is, but I imagine that all of us just have our, like little kids at a candy store. We just have all our faces pressed up against the glass.
And this area, nothing about this area though, like none of you have ever seen this area before. Nothing about it looks familiar. But it is beautiful. It's a reminder. It's a solemn reminder of what was once was, and it kind of reminds you of what war can do. And I will let your character sit there and enjoy it as long as you want. When you're ready, let me know what you want to do.
I want to say that I'm not sure about Lila or Little Grin's opinion, but going underground obviously was a harsh moment. So I'd take a good minute at least.
Excellent.
Why we giants like the sun on our skin.
Yes.
And honestly, as he says that, I move a little bit closer to Little Grin, just body contact as a fellow person in this awful world.
Little Grin, you feel Meehan attempt to make contact with you, but not overbearingly. And it gives you a sense that you have somebody there that cares for you, cares about you, and it's a good feeling.
I do everything because I know he's hard at showing feelings. Like I do everything I can to let him do that. You know, like when your first girlfriend like lays on your arm and your arm goes numb and you just let it stay there because you don't want to like not touch her anymore. I just try and stay as still as possible.
Yeah. No. Little Grin absolutely nailed it on the head. It's an awkward pat and hug because Dragonborns and my character do not like to show emotions, but I'm trying to just connect. After he said that, I want the sun on my skin just as much as he does, and I think the three of us kind of fall in love as a good group.
Awesome. It's a bonding moment for sure.
Yes.
Moment for sure.
And then after about a minute pass, I kind of snap out and I go, oh! I look at Lila and Little Grin and go, we are in the Wizard's Tower. We gotta.
We were here for a reason, right? Right.
We gotta focus. Let's not die. But I'm the worst one. Like I was spacing off. Then I was just like, oh, we're fucking up. Come on now.
Right.
Right.
We were here. Yes.
What if we just left? What if we just went right out this window right here?
But what if we fall?
I look at David. Sorry, I don't mean to say David. I look at Lila and Little Grin, and I yeah, that's a drink for sure. I look at both of them though, and I go say, "This is the Wizard's Tower. That was a nice moment, but that is an illusion. The world is destroyed. That doesn't exist." And I even tell them, because I know the knowledge of this tower. This tower doesn't go above the surface. The dwarves built it underground.
How can you know that for sure?
Because I know that this tower doesn't extend beyond the surface.
Oh. Well, if he knows.
But it was a good moment. And I bring in Little Grin for a big old bear hug.
All right.
All right.
You put me down before the bear hug, or am I trapped in this?
You're in the middle.
You're the cream filling of the Oreo cookie sandwich.
Anyway, let's move on. Group. All right.
Wait a minute. What happens is that when you all do that nice big bear hug, you hear, because like you squeeze so hard that the dog's getting crushed, and the dog brings you back into the reality of the situation.
The dog's on the hip. Lila got crushed in the middle. The dog's fine.
Yeah, no, the eep was me.
Yeah, the yip was Lila at the best. So.
Sorry.
The dog has found his place. He's in my gold pouch with his like this. He's right outside the pouch, looking around, doing his thing. This is the dog.
Perfect.
Yeah. On the hip.
Right. Gotcha. So the
left side.
The yip was Lila. Just squeezed a little bit too hard. She's been thrown, and now she's been crushed slightly. You're getting worked all kinds of ways there, Lila. All right, what you gonna do?
Well, from this little asshole position, I kind of go, huh! I kind of shake it off like I'm a man. I don't hug other people. And then I go, let's find this dumbass wizard. So what do we see around us?
Did you say that out loud? You said that out loud, right? Let's find this dumbass wizard.
Yes.
Okay. Let's find this dumbass wizard. Okay, good. Excellent. Okay, so where are you gonna go?
What do we see? Do we see this door behind us, or is this secret and just on the path?
You look around and you see, because now you're looking to where to go next. You see that right behind you there is a door. Okay. You see that if to the right of the window that you're standing next to, and down the ways in this portion of the tower, you can see that there is a Another window that has a telescope type device on it. You know what a
Yep.
telescope is. You see several desks that have items of alchemy and other type wizard and magical and alchemy type items. You see a book on a desk. You see items to drink and eat, like a plate, a fork. You see um, quite a few things. You actually see a chest over in the corner as well, and you see several chairs.
But no
Uh,
wizard.
You do not see a wizard, no.
All right. What is this? I would like to inspect this thing thoroughly. What is this?
That is a interesting question. It's a framed, what looks as you get close to it to be a map.
Okay.
And it's framed and it has a glow, a purplish glow around the inside of it. Not the frame glowing, but inside the frame on the outside of this drawing. It looks to be some kind of map. I know, Meehan, you know what a map is. You've used them before with your clan and such. You've been in war, so and been part of a part of a faction, so you know what a map is. And this definitely looks to be a layout of part of probably Theia, obviously, the planet.
Sorry. Is there any recognizable points on the map, or does it seem like a surface map, or does it seem like anything? Or maybe I don't know what's going on.
Well, as you look at it, you do not see, with that particular part of the map, you see nothing that reminds you of an area that you know of. We don't actually roll a history check. Gosh dang it! Let's just do that. Do a history check. Okay. You feel that this is definitely a Theaian map, or Theaian map of the part of Theia, but the part you see here is not a part that you're familiar with. But you're sure.
Fair enough. Yeah, so it wasn't nearby me. And then we found some alchemy stuff here. I go, Lila, Little Grand, did you guys find anything interesting? Otherwise, there's a door behind us.
I'm not for knowing what all this be.
Little Grin's just looking at the stuff, a little perplexed, like, I don't know what this is for.
Fair enough. I'm gonna tuck back around. I'm so sorry. Back to this corner, back to this door, and I go, Lila, Little Grin, please come with me this time.
Oi.
All right. So I'd like to.
Ethan actually says, "Please." That's awesome.
I'd like to open.
character development.
Well, I have to say, please, you guys abandon me sometimes.
Every day.
I would like to open this door.
You go to the door, and there's a handle. It seems to be unlocked.
Can I click to unlock?
You may.
Perfect. All right, I open it, and then I step in through the doorway, and oh goodness, I don't know what I'm seeing.
So, you take a step in. Do the rest of you go in, or do you not go in?
It depends.
I walk in, and I do make room just off to the side, like a SWAT team, to make sure that everybody can get in.
All right. So, I'm going to describe this room like this. You walk through the doorway, and you feel a sense of heat coming from two, what looks to be almost animated pieces of furniture that are moving a flame around in the cold winds of that are coming from the tower windows, which there is a window in this area as well. To your left, you see a bed. It looks as if it's not been touched it was made since the last time it was used. You see a bookshelf with many books, and above it, you see what looks to be a stuffed reptile of some sort. It's up higher than can be just easily grabbed, but this creature is long dead and has been basically stuffed or kept as a reminder of something. As you turn around the long bookcase, you see several pieces of parchment, some written on, some not. You see items to write with. And then you see a table. And at that table, you see what looks to be a robed figure. And I will show you how it looks.
A robed figure. It's Merlin.
He is sitting in a chair. His eyes are closed, and he is a bit bent over. There is a piece of paper in his hand and a quill loosely laying there in his other.
Moving?
He is not moving, not even to breathe.
Wait, he is actually there, or we saw an image of him?
You see what looks to be a robed figure sitting at that table.
Gotcha. I snatched the parchment out of his hand.
Snaps the parchment, and the body of this robed man does not flinch, move in any way, shape, or form.
I attempt to read it, yeah.
You read common? Yes, obviously. You look at it, and it is written in a shaky handwriting. It says, "To my students, my friends, perhaps an enemy, or even a murderer, if you are reading this message, know that I feel that this old man is breathing his last breaths. I feel as if someone has poisoned me. I think it was a friend. Well, what I thought was a friend. If you are here because of good, you need to understand that there needs to be hope made. People need hope. It is something that I've done most of my life. And now it will be ones like you that people will look up to for help. If you are one not of good, may you rot in the 9 hells when it is your time. If you are one of my students, you may use this tower. Get used to the room where you can fly around and feel weightless. It is a great place to study, read a book, think about all those things that matter in life. You can get away when you're weightless. I have left a few things, and if you're of good, you will be able to open the chest. The chest is in the other part of this tower, this level. It's the only chest. I have no reason to hide it, never have, because only good can open it. Take those things and make your way. And if you get a chance to find out why someone would want to end this old man's life, well, I've never been much one for revenge, but perhaps that even could create some hope in this world. Kishkumen. And you can see that the part of his name, Kishkumen, the end of it drags. The
Look,
pen,
he died right then on the last word.
that's the epic way to do it, bro.
Yeah, I love it.
Nailed it. All right. Yeah, let's definitely let's take a look at him though. Rush up. Want to double check the artery and stuff. Is he cold to the touch?
He is cold to the touch.
Definitely dead then.
There's no pulse. I'm not going to have you roll a medicine check.
Search his body thoroughly.
You search his body.
Don't touch him there.
You can.
Here we go.
You
I'll roll my investigation. You can tell me what happens. Oh, only 11.
Okay. Is anyone else going to attempt to investigate around this area?
The one thing I want. Well, I'll let Lila go first. Sorry.
No. Nope. This is dead man. Nope. I ain't touching his stuff. Nope. That is disrespectful.
All right. Don't do that, bro.
Meehan, did you read the note out loud or did you just read it yourself?
No. When he was reading it, that was me reading it out loud. I searched his body just for anything else, and then obviously
I'm curious about what he said. There be poison. What being poisoned?
I'm not sure.
Is there?
Don't touch anything that looks like it could be put near a mouth.
Yeah.
Don't touch it. Don't.
Is there any food or wine in the room?
If there is, don't touch it.
I stop the group and I say, stop. If you guys get poisoned, I can make sure that you're okay. So stop making this like it's a fucking disaster nuclear radiation zone, and let's do the right thing.
This is a grand wizard dude, though.
I say he was poisoned by regular means, I would imagine, and so let's take his body back to Kirdaru for the priests to look into, and obviously bury him with all proper.
Sorry, he said that he was just asking if anyone else was investigating. I just wanted to investigate if there was like obvious food or drink in the room that we shouldn't touch.
You see a cup that is on the table where he's at. That is absolutely easy to see. Meehan, I want you to, as you're investigating, I want you to roll your perception.
Got it. Here it comes. D20 plus 2. What are we doing? Go on. Are we going to get our first 1 or 20?
Ooh, nice. Dirty 20. Nice.
You know what? That's a 20. So I'm just going to say cheers to the group. Everybody take a little sip, you know?
Awesome. So you are looking around the table and you notice that the quill, the writing utensil, if you will, the writing tool is in his right hand. The paper was in his left. And you saw the trail that led down from his name. And as you're looking at the table, you see that there is another piece of parchment that he started writing on, as if he couldn't keep his hand like in a certain position. And so his writing, his handwriting is even worse on this paper, but on this other piece, but this piece of parchment, like he was like literally just dragging his hands. He says, "Do not let anyone know that I am dead."
This is a PS from the dead wizard.
It's not a PS.
No.
It is.
Right.
It is. I'm fucking dying. Wait a minute. Boy, there's a lot of people that would be happy about this. 1 second. Don't let anyone know that I am dead.
Okay.
All right. So we are alone here, and we have to go back to Bertha with the deal. So, all right. I gathered the group because we're in no danger right now.
Right.
And
So-
I think it's time for a fire and a little bit of our rations. So I say, Lila, Little Grin, it's time to eat.
Can we
Oh,
eat in the
boy.
other room?
Oh, wherever you want. We'll just need to set a fire, and it's the three of us.
I do
be-
not feel comfortable just sitting and relaxing in the same room as a dead body.
Sure.
No.
Can we like
No,
put him on his bed?
I'm so sorry. I've already wrapped him in his blankets and made sure he was cool.
Well, wait. What should we do with his hat?
Well, we set it right on his chest. So, all right. So
all
we
right.
we find a
We
a
just
little
leave the dead man his hat. Okay.
because we're right here in this little fucking thing, right? And so I'm we got to get off this here. Well, let's do this. Lila, Little Gren, what are we doing here?
I'm
Like,
going back to the window.
I want to go back, but it's not a real window. It was a wizard's illusion.
And
We have
comforting.
we have to take this body back to Bertha.
Even though the
But then
note's
and
dead.
then I show this to Lila and Little Gren. I say, I really feel like we have to take this body back, and then I show this note, and they go, his last request is that we shouldn't let anybody know he's dead. Why? What do you guys think?
We need to respect the dead man's wishes, man.
Yes, Lila, but I feel like I have a duty to tell Bertha the truth.
And we can tell Bertha. We need to make sure that she doesn't tell anybody, and we leave his body here so nobody knows.
I like that idea, but I also think that we should take his body to be buried.
Nope.
You want to leave him here?
Well, why didn't we bury him in his own tower, eh?
Can we burn him in his own tower?
Or just throw him under some rocks at the base.
You can attempt to do whatever you wish.
Would Little Grin and Lila, I will accept your lie. I will go along with the lie as long as we can tell Bertha the truth. Little Grin, I think that we should burn him in the stone tower.
Oh, no, I think we should bury him. What if we be needing to come back here for his hat?
What if you need to come back here as a zombie?
A wizard. A what now?
I feel better to burn the dead.
Well, I guess that just be dragonkin types.
Different beliefs by different characters. Awesome.
In the living room of his place, unless Little Gun stops. In the lower part of this tower, I set up a little pyre.
Oi, but does he need his hat?
Take his hat if you want.
Okay, so hold on. Let's take this step by step now, because we want to make sure that we're following along what makes sense. You are looking to move the body from the table. Where do you want to move that body? Are you looking to take it away from this level of the tower?
Oh, you're right. We're way up there. No, I'm not moving at all. What I'm doing is looking around the level. Is there lanterns and that kind of stuff?
There are two animated items that look like items that you would use to clean your tower, your place of living.
Yeah. What's the light source in this place?
And these animated things are blowing flame to keep this room warm. So there is fire right next to you. You can see it in the map.
So I leave him on the table. We put a bunch of, we try to get some sticks or whatever is nearby, anything that burns underneath them, and we light them on fire.
Okay.
That takes time to do. While you're fucking around with that, we're going to go look at this chest.
Okay. So, Meehan, you're going to attempt to burn him in his tower. Okay. So,
yeah, I'm going to do all that. I'll be right back.
Okay. Let's go ahead and we'll do the tower thing, Little Grin, while he's going off the thing. Okay. Little Grin, you go back in the room and you're looking for the chest that was brought up, correct? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, I'll go to Lila. Lila, what you thinking about this chest?
Well, at the very least, maybe we should look for it.
Oh, I think I see it over here, yeah?
There's no
So-
harm in looking at it.
So you look around, and you do see, as you look in this area of the tower, the top level of this tower, or what you think is the top level, you do see that in the corner there's just what looks to be a simple chest.
We will go and inspect it, I think.
Excellent.
Maybe the glowy elf girl will like what's inside if we can open it, and maybe we can give it to her.
So you see a chest, and it looks to be a normal chest.
All right.
They said only good could open it. Little Grin, I think that's you.
Well, how do I open it?
Well,
Is there like a
Is there a lock?
key lock? Is there a
it
lever?
looks like it is absolutely, unequivocally, there's no latch, there is no lock. It looks like it's just a plain, cheap chest.
I will boldly stride up and open the chest.
All right. What is your alignment, sir?
Good. I mean, definitely good. I
Okay.
guess I never chose lawful or chaotic.
Okay,
but I'm
that's fine.
definitely good.
That's fine. That's great. Okay. So you go up to it, and absolutely, Little Grin, you have been one who has been completely good. You've tried to pet creatures that wanted to bite your hand off and kill everyone else and things like that. So you go to the chest, and you just literally put your hands on each side of the lid, and you open it.
Oh, I am lawful good. Okay, I
Yeah.
looked it up. Awesome.
And you open it up, and you see several items. You see what looks to be it looks like almost like a belt with a bag connected to it.
Okay.
To metagame, deemed player, it looks almost like a big fanny pack.
Oi, I found a patch. And I'll pull out the belt with a bag on it.
Okay. So you pull this out, and it's got a really interesting weave of material in it. It's not just straight like leather. The actual bag itself has these purple and gold stitchings in it that makes it look like it's possibly valuable.
I'll hand it to Lila,
You
Okay.
hand it to Lila.
and I'll reach for the next thing in the box.
All right. 1 second. The next thing as you put your hand in you feel something that's strong and hard, like something made of metal.
Okay.
You grab it and pull it out, and you have a pair of gauntlets.
Okay. I'll
They
call
look-
over to Meehan. Oi, Meehan, come in here and check this out.
You say that, and Mian's just turning around the corner, or actually, he's probably giving you light so the people watching the stream can see all of you.
No, I'm still around the corner. I think
what I thought.
fucking
Okay,
with my
okay.
shit.
So,
But
usually-
I hope to hear that, and I run around over here.
Okay.
And I hand Meehan the metal hands. Oi,
Mhm.
I be finding some metal hands.
No, I don't. I don't take them at all. I actually step back and I use another moment of divine sense. Anything evil within 60 feet, I will discover,
Okay.
including maybe that book you put in Lila's backpack.
Oh, now that's not fair. That's not fair at all, dude. Anyways,
Sorry.
I want you, as you begin to cast this, I want you to roll your perception when he starts to hand those gloves to you.
Nope, I'm definitely not taking anything from him.
Hold on, just roll your perception. Oh, you fucking drink.
Shit! I'm sorry for anybody watching. Here we go. Cheers. All right, maybe I did just take whatever he gave me.
Actually, well, you'll see. I was actually having you roll for something. Oh, anyway, so he hands them to you, and you're backing up, saying you want to do this test, if you will, not only for this, but in the whole area. But there's something about these gauntlets that grab your attention. They look perfect for you.
All right. Well, I snag them for sure, but then I also still do my divine sense.
Okay. Do you put them on before or after?
Fuck! I don't put them on before I do anything. Come on now.
I'm just checking.
Such a
Okay.
weenie.
So what you do is,
Just put 'em on.
I'm the DM. I'm supposed to ask these questions, bro. So, anyways, what happens is that you grab these, and then you kind of step back and you do this divine sense, and you do not detect anything of evil from the gauntlets.
Not even in Lila's backpack.
You don't have anything, nothing shining. There's no shine coming out of the backpack, but there is a corner of this room right next to kind of Little Grin up in a corner. There is a light presence, a very small, but there is a presence that is, shall we say, not good.
Boom! I crack right up there and investigate hard.
You roll to investigate. You look and you just, it's like, well, you know that there's a sense of something there that's not good, but it's very small and you see nothing there. You don't see anything where that light is coming from, if you will, that aura is coming from. It's about no bigger than about 4 inches tall or 4 inches height.
But I think something's there.
Well, the color's there, like the aura of not non good is
Yep.
in that little corner.
I just announce secret door and I kick it as hard as I can. But
secret
you should
door.
you should probably let everybody act before my
Okay.
craziness.
So real quickly, understand that this 4-inch little area, if you will, is up high in a corner. I said that it was up high in a corner. I don't know if you caught it, but
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you just gave me the sense that the wall. Okay.
no.
So then
this is-
I focus on that and I reach up to grab it.
Okay. So as I stated, you don't see anything there. You only see this you only see this like just this light source that's being given
I
off
just-
aura from your divine sense.
Just start feeling around.
Yeah, and what happens is that as you do that, the aura kind of moves away so that like when you go to grab it, it moves so that it's trying to keep you from grabbing it.
I shout again. I hate this fucking tower.
Did you put on the gauntlets? Yes or no?
Sorry. God, no. No, I have them in my pack. But
Oh, you put them in the pack. Okay. Good.
well, no, I just kind of put them in my back pocket. Like,
Okay.
you ever see the golfers? When they golf, that when they putt, they got the golf club in the back left pocket.
Here's
I've
the
got the gauntlets in my back left pocket. I'm just waiting. But like, seriously, like, I'm not gonna put them on. What if they're cursed?
well, okay,
You're
but
a dirty DM, motherfucker.
here's the
I might die when I put those on. This fucking asshole.
just understand that these are made of plate, so they're going to be hard for you to put. Like, I mean, you can do it, but you're going to have to take some time to get them in a spot that's going to be easy to like. Just
So
put
they're
them
hard to
in.
put on, and then you're asking me if I want to put them on.
No, no,
I,
I said
smell,
that- no,
I
I
smell it, Lila.
No,
I
stop.
smell a rat. Little Grin. I smell a rat.
What I'm
He's
saying
trying to
is,
fuck me.
no, what I'm saying is that they're hard to put in your belt loop just to like hold on to. That's what I'm saying. They're easy.
Oh,
Bulky.
They're easy to put on. They're gauntlets. You've already got gauntlets on. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So,
I
you know.
just tuck them into my waistband.
I got you. Okay. Well, it takes a bit because they just don't tuck easy. They're made of metal. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
There.
fuck it. I give them to Lila. Put these on. No, I just tuck them into my deal.
Okay.
Let's
I
go.
will reach in and pull the last treasure from the treasure box.
You find a sling.
Yes. What's this is what Little Grin. This is Little Grin's moment. Oh, I got the best one of the bunch.
And this sling is It is meticulously, amazingly made. And as you grab it, it actually gets longer.
Really?
It as actually moves to fit you.
I immediately test it.
What are you going to put in it?
Something from the inventory.
Well, let me know what it is.
All right, hold on.
Clearly, Meehan's nut because the fucking DM's being an asshole.
I'm not being an asshole. What are you
I'll put my mess kit inside of it.
You're going to take your mess kit and you're going to put it inside of this. Okay. So
Yeah, I don't have like a
no,
lot of stuff.
No. A sling only it holds a little tiny rock.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, a slingshot.
But yeah,
I don't have any rocks.
But he.
Yeah, you can find one on the ground, you idiot. Or you
Okay.
can throw a fork.
Yeah. I just put like my coffee cup in there. Here we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Do understand though? Do understand that this, because it's his size, it's not just a pebble. This is a decent sized little rock that can be held with this particular sling.
Oh, you know what?
It might even fit Lila. So
I put my coffee mug in there from my mess kit and I sling it at the wall.
where are you trying to hit?
Ciao. Let's go over here and we'll sling it towards the window.
Okay. All right. So you go over and it feels really weighted well. It's awesome. I mean, it feels really natural. Are you proficient with sling?
I think monks are proficient. Books.
Whoa, there's a pretty doggy. I'm going to allow you
best
to.
part, I think.
Oh
of
shit!
Dungeons
I
and
was
Dragons.
muted. David. It's a hard yes. It's a hard yes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Monks have sling proficiency, so add your +2.
So you start. Thank you, rules lawyer. So you start. So Little Grin, you start.
Oh, I'm the rules lawyer, the drunkest of everybody. Every single time we play, fuck you. Come on now. No, I just know I played a. They got it. They got that.
Yeah, so I do have proficiency. So my dex is going to be +2, proficiency +2. So it'll be a +4 to my sling.
All right.
There's nobody on the mat, man. Did you put some creatures on the mat? Oh! Number one. All right. Hey, you know what? The first one, let's all take a drink for the party group. Yeah? All right. Lila, jump your drink up. Come on. Let's all take a drink. Hey, all right.
Oh, boy.
Okay, what happens to my coffee mug?
Smashed.
Well, there's a 50-50 chance I think you're going to hit me in the back of the head or in the front of the head because he's going like this. He
Oh
walks
yeah,
up.
Harlow's good.
Yep, Harlow's good.
High is always good. We know this from history.
All right, here we go.
You bitch motherfucker. If you hit me in the head, I'm going to be mad.
Okay, yourself or your friend is high, bro?
High is always good, so high will be myself.
You
Whoa,
sack.
Okay, so I'm going to roll to see which of the two has a chance of getting nailed by a flying coffee mug.
No, roll to hit for me. Roll to hit.
Hold on. Meehan, did you actually walk up behind him or is that just so the people watching could get lit up?
No.
Okay.
Oh no, actually, that's just me being there.
Okay, so that is you being there. Okay, great. So I'm going to give it a 3. 1 to 3 is going to be you. 4 will be Lila because literally that cup's going to have to do some strange ass shit to hit her with you right in the way right there. So I'm going to roll, and it could be the strange ass shit though. Let's see. Nope.
Yes.
So you fuck up me and the coffee mug. You know, it's not a rock. It's not round. It's got that cylindrical shape and it's just unweighted. It's got a handle on one end and not. So as he's going, it just gets loose and
It's
goes.
all right. You're coming to hit me and roll a 19, bitch.
Yep, exactly. Roll a 20-sided there, Little Grin. See how good that. Let's go. Let's see how good that thing is.
Well, I already did. Okay, yeah. Okay, here you
Roll the
Roll
20
it.
and hit. Oh,
Yeah, you missed like a bitch.
Okay, so what happens is that as you walk up, the cup just comes out of the sling and lands on the ground, and when it does, is it explodes. It goes pop, like it actually makes a pop sound, and it like lights up just for a second, then goes out, and like the cup is completely destroyed.
Oh, this is pretty good.
He is enthralled by his new sling.
Well, it exploded the cup, and I fucked it
Oh,
up. So he's
no, that's-
amazed.
Yes. Yes,
Can't wait to figure out how this actually works.
actually like a little burn spot on the floor of the tower.
All right, so what are we doing here, man? What's happening?
Oh, I got.
Can I look at the bag that Lil Grin gave me?
Yeah, absolutely. You
Like-
look at it. I said it had some amazing like embroidery in it, and the bag portion of it that was purple and gold.
Does it feel like there's anything in the bag?
When you hold it,
Yeah.
it feels like it's empty.
Okay, and then like if I open it and I look inside, there's nothing in there.
It's dark. You can't see if there's anything in there.
I'm like half tempted to just stick my hand in there, but I'm like, it's dark and this is a wizard's bag.
You know what? You know what? Fuck this game. Fuck this bullshit. This is crazy. Where are we at? We're in like a wizard tower. What an asshole.
Mm.
Fuck you, Frank. I love you. But I think wrap up times right now. We're staring at a nonsense portal and a thing. I think that's a good session, Ender. What do you think, brother?
I'm waiting to see what Lila wants to do. She's looking in the bag, and yes, we're just about ready to wrap it up, brother.
I
Absolutely.
just want to stick my hand in it. I'm gonna do it because why not?
All right. You put your hand in there, and strangely enough, the bag. You put your hand in the bag, and your hand can go actually pretty deep into the bag. Like as in, like there's room, and then you feel something round. You
I feel something.
Yes, you do.
I want to try and grab it.
You pull it out, and it looks to be some type of gem.
And my hand is still intact. Like my hand doesn't look like it's burnt.
No, not at all.
Ooh.
But your hand moved around a lot, like much more than the size of that bag.
Wow. Okay, yeah, this is a good bag.
Did you get a forever bag?
Nope. You know what? Here, come on. Hey, David, get over next to me. There we go. We're looking at
Okay.
the bag. You know what? We're gonna spend a couple minutes investigating the bag, and I think that's the end.
Yes. I like that. We're gonna play
Okay.
with this bag for a little bit and then call it a
So,
night.
yep, that's what we're going to do. So you look at the bag, all of you. You know, move it around. It seems like nothing's in there, but you put your hand in. You were able to feel around, and you grab something round in it.
Perfect.
That is
Hey, our game master has a nice, fun, exciting comment at the end of this game. But obviously, let's all say goodbye. Lila, Little Grin, Mihin Meowston, let's say hey, bye.
Bye.
And game master, give us the good news. What are you thinking?
So before we end this, as I stated, I had a little bit of news that was it's really cool to share with you. We have been getting together on other nights and putting some ideas together, and we are going to start working towards doing some streaming of some of the 5th edition modules that have come out as a group, and we're going to trade off as dungeon masters and storytellers and just go through a bunch of the different modules. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to start doing that on Tuesday nights, and we will be showing and streaming some of that content after it's made. But we're going to start with the Curse of Strahd. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's a popular module, and we're going to have Scott running that, and he's going to be doing his DMing for this group for the first time. We've just had so much fun working together that we want to continue and do some other things be on other nights. And so the Legends of the AI stuff will continue on Fridays, but we will have some other content that will be popping up here and there, and more information will come out as we have once we set it in stone. Thank you all for enjoying.
So
and-
most importantly, the Legend of Thea is going to continue for Friday nights because I don't know about any of you, Lila, David, and Frank and I like to get just hammered drunk on Fridays and act like dummies. And so we're going to continue to play here so that we have an excuse to do that. But I am going to run a Curse of Strahd game, and it's going to be pretty fun, I think, with this group. And we're going to include one of David's friends, Littlegren's friends, named Colin. And so I hope that you guys have an amazing time. And I think that the best dungeon master I have ever met is obviously Frank here. So I'm gonna have to do some
no,
work.
He's really drunk. Okay, hold on, wait. Sorry.
I'm gonna have to do some work to make sure that I at least my game
Yeah,
is
right.
at least as good as his, if not better. So
Hey, you guys, we're just excited to play the game. So thank you guys so much for being our DMs.
Hey, you know what? I've been having a blast, and I love my Friday nights. I love doing what we do, and see y'all next Friday. And we got some other content that we're creating as well for fun for us that we hope you enjoy as well. That's just wanted to share that with everybody. So have a great weekend. Have a great week, and we'll see you next Friday here